The idea is innovation is going to come from everywhere. The SDLC is getting relitigated without question, and apps and agent makers may sit in any department in any part of the organization.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Data Cloud Now. We're currently in the studio where I'm now delighted to be joined by Denise Persson, CMO at Snowflake, along with Jessica Hawk, CVP Data, AI and Digital Applications, Product Marketing at Microsoft. Such a pleasure to sit down with both of you again.
We're happy to be here. Thanks for making the time.
Yeah, great to be back with you here, Jessica.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yep.
I couldn't agree more. It is about time.
Yeah.
Looking forward to diving in. Over the last year, there's been significant momentum around the Microsoft and Snowflake partnership, particularly as it relates to enabling customers to build open, interoperable data architectures as an industry standard. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on? Jessica, why don't we start with you?
Sure. Well, it feels a little bit like it's coming back to spending time together, and we've really come together as a partnership ecosystem combination, but we've also brought our products together as well. And so we've announced a series of product-oriented partnership moments, primarily focusing on giving customers the ability to take advantage of their data wherever it lives. And I think in particular in this crazy era of AI that we're all living in together and frankly building together, it's become very clear that the pressure to demonstrate results and to find those meaningful ROI use cases that aren't about playing but are actually about production has really added some accelerated fuel to the fire of I need to get my arms around my data, because there is no good AI without good data. And so having existing partnerships like the one between Microsoft and Snowflake allowed all of our joint customers to light up their data into their AI use cases, often using some of our AI leading technologies as a proof point of that. And I think is a big part of why so many customers have chosen to work together with us over the past year and a half.
Great perspective. Thank you, Jessica. And Denise, from your seat.
Yeah, I mean, one value that we really share together is really about making it easy for the customer. And we also see that a lot of customers have kind of the architecture, of the choice. It's really about meeting the customers, where they are. And one thing we've seen over the past couple of years here is that Iceberg is really becoming the standard open table format. So we're really excited to join Microsoft as its first Iceberg-based One Lake integration partner. And this is really about providing that choice, flexibility, and openness to customers. And again, allowing customers to really decide which engine is right for each use case. It's also about cost efficiency as well, and it's quite expensive to move data back and forth. So and also especially in this AI era, moving data around, it doesn't work. You need to have your data in one place. And as you also started out with, there's really no AI strategy without a data strategy. So that the foundation in terms of how you share data, access data is really critical.
Very well said. With this improved interoperability, what can customers really do today to enhance their operations?
I mean, we're making it easier for customers to embed data into everything they do, no matter, again, where the data lives. It could be building an agent in Microsoft, Copilot Studio, or curating a Power BI dashboard. They can integrate the Snowflake data with their Microsoft product suite to enrich results without any data movement. And also, when data is stored in One Lake, it can be extended to Snowflake to build AI apps or collaborate with the partner ecosystem at ease, and so much more.
Wonderful to hear, Denise. And Jessica, from your lens.
Well, right. If I think about what we just announced this week at our big show, Microsoft Ignite, because we'd already had this great partnership together and we realized it isn't just the way we show up in the market together, it's also the way our product engineering teams partner together. We built all of these integration points between the two platforms, Microsoft Fabric and Snowflake. But we took it to the next level, going back to Denise's point about why is Snowflake so successful in market, it's ease of use. And so some of the things that we announced this week are very much around building UX that is really easy to work with and highly discoverable in both systems, so that development teams, regardless of which platform they prefer, can feel very comfortable working across. And so by having Snowflake items just show up natively inside of Microsoft Fabric and having OneLake data sources of Fabric showing up natively in Snowflake, just imagine how much faster teams can collaborate together, how much faster they can build together, how much faster they can troubleshoot together, because let's be honest, that's a good part of the job, because we've lit up these great user experiences within the tools themselves. Historically, there's been so much crawling deep in the zeros and ones of the data solutions, as I like to call them. And I think with these two products in particular, we're making it so much easier for data teams to be successful.
Great to hear, Jessica. Very much always putting the customer first. Do any examples come to mind?
Oh, sure. Yeah, maybe I'll start with Northbridge Financial. They're a really large Canadian insurance group that is a joint customer of ours. And they had done the hard work of migrating to Snowflake on Azure. And what this did for them was light up rapid processing of billions of records for really timely regulatory compliance. And then with their trusted insights of their data foundation in place, they took advantage of Microsoft Fabric's Power BI capability to go deliver those insights across the organization, going after that age-old data problem of who's got the right answer in the meeting. They have that single point of view with that consolidated data estate, and then this really easy to use, whether you're a data analyst, a business decision maker, really anybody in the enterprise can take advantage of Power BI and how it shows up and unlocks insights.
Thank you for that, Jessica. Great to hear examples of how Snowflake and Microsoft are jointly empowering customers to do more with their data and really ultimately helping customers to build a data foundation to be able to drive business value from developing apps, innovating with AI. And in that same vein, what can you share on how you're partnering on the AI front? Jessica, why don't we stick with you?
Well, on the AI front, I do think it's very much about one set of data unlocking a million different use cases. And one thing that we've been very intentional about at Microsoft is making it easy for AI apps and agent builders wherever they live, because there is a huge spectrum, right? No code,
Right.
vibe coding, they're all having a moment. Low code solutions like Copilot Studio, and then of course all of our pro code solutions, whether they be in Azure AI Foundry or in Snowflake, which are deeply integrated. The idea is innovation is going to come from everywhere. The SDLC is getting relitigated without question, and apps and agent makers may sit in any department in any part of the organization. And if you've secured the data foundation and you've got a trusted and governed way to unlock that data to all these AI apps and agent builders, you're winning. And so when you put your Snowflake data into Azure and into Microsoft Fabric, you can count on it unlocking in Copilot Studio, which can be used to extend M365 Copilot. You can count on it lighting up in Azure AI Foundry. We've got pro dev teams who are building custom AI solutions. The data lineage and the governance, it's all going to stay intact with your data and then be connected to wherever your builders are.
Great to hear. And Denise, what are you saying?
Yeah, one thing that we're both committed to is that AI should be accessible for everyone, wherever they work. And as Jessica mentioned, we have built an app to bring Snowflake's Cortex AI and all the rich structured and unstructured data insights that come with it to Microsoft 365 Copilot and Teams. And a great customer example of that is Xerox Corporation. And they're using a Snowflake Cortex Agents app for Microsoft Teams to accelerate financial analysis, enable their leaders to focus on really driving business performance rather than searching for the data. We also recently announced the availability of Snowflake Intelligence, which is a ready-to-use enterprise intelligence in an agent that allows business users to talk to their data and ask complex questions from all their enterprise information. And Snowflake Intelligence really unifies all enterprise data sources, again, wherever they are, to help facilitate that deep research and suggest solutions that previously was really difficult and time-consuming business problems to handle. So this is really allowing users to really go beyond the what and focus on the critical why. So again, wherever customers are working, they can rely on that unified insights that is grounded in their data from across their entire enterprise stack. And today, over 8,000 Snowflake customers are using OpenAI models through Azure OpenAI service in Snowflake Cortex to build their own agents and generate insights faster.
Thank you, Denise. It's fantastic to hear how the partnership is enabling customers to activate their data to deliver AI to all enterprise users. And now I want to look inwards on both of you as leaders of marketing organizations. How are your teams putting AI to use in their day-to-day operations, and what outcomes are you seeing and expect to see? Jessica, let's start with you.
Well, a second ago, I said that the SDLC was being relitigated. So is marketing. The entire function is evolving. At Microsoft, we talk about companies and customers who lean in to it's change. We should all acknowledge it. It is change, but it's opportunity. We call those organizations frontier firms. And we do take it quite seriously within marketing that we show up as customer zero, as we like to say, as a marketing organization and being a frontier marketing organization in particular. And so, what does that mean from the day-to-day? I like to joke, think of the hardest question or job you could ask a computer that you are sure it's going to fail at, and then put it into Microsoft Copilot and just sit back and be shocked by what it can do for you. That's an example. So I've been doing that quite a bit in my town halls and in other places within our team to just say, gosh, we're not sure about that name. And then, oh my goodness, narratives and messaging. If you have, who hasn't wished that they could do a edit down versus a start from a blank piece of paper? That applies to everything. Certainly in marketing, when we think about messaging, we take all of those product docs. We load all that information up into our AI tools to then help us get down to the top 3 to 5 things that really matter and harden the messaging so it comes through really clear, crisp, and on brand with our tone.
Thank you for that. And Denise, would love to hear your thoughts as well.
Yeah, I must say there's no better time to be in marketing today. And it's also a great time to be a consumer as well. Because all the promotions, all the communication that you get is more personalized, to you. And marketing has always been about, again, relevance and being ability to really be personalized at the right time. A great example of that is Raven, which is our own, GTM assistant built using Snowflake Intelligence. And essentially within Raven, you can access all intelligence within Snowflake. So all our structured data, all our unstructured data, which sits in documents, videos, images. You can get answers and reason, with all that intelligence, in real time. So that has been truly game changing, right? I mean, in the past, we've all been looking at that dashboard. And every time you look at the dashboard, you want to drill down. You want to ask more questions to the dashboard. So for me, also personally, be able to do that now and get those answers to those complex questions in real time, that is really, truly game changing. What we've done across the marketing team is that we have an AI council with representation from every single function. And their role is really to go out and experiment, test every possible use case, for their function, but also be out learning, go out to community events, go to the AI conferences and really learn about the latest. And then they come back and on a quarterly basis, they have a town hall for the entire marketing organization where they're sharing, here are the best practices, this is what is working out there. And then we're rolling those use cases out to the entire team. We haven't told all our marketers to go out, experiment, go crazy, right? That can create, chaos as well. But we identify those people who really have that curiosity, the change agents, type of people, and they're really out there testing, learning for the rest of the team.
Wonderful to hear. Really enjoyed our discussion. But before we go, any advice for marketers on how to make the most of the massive AI opportunity? Jessica, let's start with you.
Sure. I'm going to show off my inner yoga instructor here. Aspiring yoga instructor. It hasn't happened yet. Seem to be busy all the time. I think it's all about setting intention. I think if you are even remotely engaged online right now, you are being hit with a ton of AI learning tools and programs and maybe pressure. I really liked what you just said, Denise, around establishing those champs who are going to be focused and setting intention on going to learn, so it doesn't become this, chaotic explosion of tool usage and ideas. I don't think there's ever been a more exciting time in the digital ecosystem. Like, we talk about platform shifts. This is a platform shift times 1,000. And so you've got to be curious. You can't be afraid of technology. And you want to find solutions that make the technology really approachable. And then just set the intention. Use your phone 20 minutes a day. Go use a tool and just be, again, delighted when you ask it something that you think it could never possibly answer or drill down on, and just be shocked at how helpful these tools can be to guide human ambition.
Very well said. It's almost that compound growth as it relates to data literacy. Very well said, Jessica. And Denise, from your seat.
If we look at those customers that we are seeing really succeeding, I think there are two things. Leadership needs to put this as a priority. It needs to be whatever strategic priorities you have for the year, AI needs to be up there. You need to say, we're going to be an AI first company. And the second thing around, culture. Do you have a culture that where curiosity and learning, thrives? That's so important, at this time. And also, as you said, Jessica, you have to be out there, experimenting, testing things, but also look at what is the business outcome we're looking at here. If we look at the last 30 years, every time there's new technology coming, there's always a new shiny tool as well. But you also need to tie it into business outcomes. And in two ways, of course, look at, okay, what are the short-term efficiency gains we can get across all functions? But then also, what are some really, really hard problems that we can solve? And that's also what we're seeing across our AI first, customer base. They do both. They look at what is the hardest problem our customers are facing, and how can we solve that, with AI.
Very well said. Well, it is always a pleasure sitting down with both of you. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having us. Thanks.
And for the audience watching, I'm Ryan Green with Data Cloud Now. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you soon.